Mr. President, Senator McCain has just announced that he is willing to suspend his campaign, set politics aside, and sit down with all sides to come to a solution to the looming threats to our economy. That's really an outstanding idea. The threats to Americans and their homes, savings, and retirements is really not a partisan problem, and it won't be fixed with a partisan approach.
We saw a period of time when there was zero interest on a 2-month T-bill. What that's saying is people have lost confidence in any other instrument other than a government security, and they're willing to give the government their money for that security with no interest. That's talking about fear. And what we have to do is we have to drive out fear.
What we're facing today is an event that will create a massive disruption of our economy and will have a huge impact on individuals. That's the point.
Let me give you a real-world example from my state. Information just received. Here's what this particular company experienced today. So we were informed, and I'll leave out the name of the bank, we were informed that and I'll leave out the name of the county, industrial revenue bond issued last year could not be resold this week in the market because of the freeze of the credit markets today. These tax-free bonds totaling $10 million were issued last year on a variable interest rate basis secured by a full, irrevocable letter of credit from one of the nation's largest and most well-capitalized banks.
People will be unable to get credit. If you run a small mom-and-pop grocery store or a small business, and this month or this week you didn't make enough money to meet payroll, you're not going to be able to borrow money to meet payroll. People aren't going to be able to be paid. If you run if you've got a child in college and you want to borrow to keep them going in college, you're not going to be able to borrow to do that. If you've got a house that you're trying to refinance or add on to, you probably aren't going to be able to borrow to do that. The credit markets are locked down and will lock up.
Freeze credit. So this crisis that we're all talking about here is not about a bunch of people in Wall Street, it's about a bunch of people on Main Street. And whether or not we are going to act on a bipartisan basis to restore confidence in our country and to prevent what could be a major catastrophic event.
You will see a bipartisan vote in the Senate, and the sooner the better, because every day we're not fixing this is costing jobs, it's costing the ability to promote new jobs in our economy, and it's costing savings for those people who are no longer working but living off retirement.
I applaud Senator Obama's reaction to this economic crisis. It's a presidential reaction. It is restrained. It leaves room for discussion, and it recognizes the problem. I applaud Senator McCain's decision to involve himself, if he can, in a solution to the problem.
So I also laud the two candidates for president, because it's no use running for president of the United States if when you get there, America has gone bankrupt or in the middle of a recession so big that it approaches a depression. And from my vantage point, things are not going to get better until we do something rather extraordinary.
Americans want to know that their home values and their college funds and retirement accounts are safe. In other words, that the problems on Wall Street are not going to spread to Main Street.
We've got to do what's right, and we've got to do it in a very timely way. And we should not leave here. There should be no leaving here and coming back until this is solved.